Hi everyone, it's Ashley and I'm here today to share a new layout with you for the Cut Shop. And this week I'm working with one of our new cut file sets, the Doodle Dandy cut file set. And I couldn't really decide which one I wanted to use, so I just decided to use all of them. So you'll see I did some prep work here ahead of time, and I just cut the set from a piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to layer it over a black and white polka dot paper. And I'm working with the kit from Felicity Jane, the What I'm Doing Now kit, and it has a lot of bright colors with the contrast of the black, and so I really like that. And so I'm just going to go ahead and adhere the white cardstock down to the polka dot paper. And I took one of the cut files out. It was the one that said whatever. It was a large talk bubble. So when I cut it, I just removed that one from the Silhouette Studio, so I would have a spot for my photo, and that's where I'm going to place my photo later on. So what I'm going to do is just get that white cardstock there, and then you see that I went back. Well, what I did first on the white cardstock was I just cut the outline for each of the cut file shapes, and then once I enlarged it, I moved all of those to the side so that I could use that same cut file to go back and cut the actual shapes in different pattern papers. And once I had that, then I wanted to go back in and layer those back in the negative spaces. So just to add something behind those to make them stand out a little bit more, I wanted to back each of the cut files with a different pattern paper from the kit. So here I'm going to go ahead and just do that. It's kind of like a little raindrop pattern. It's black with like little white raindrops. And I'm just going to back that the Love cut file with that pattern just to help it stand out a little bit more from the polka dot paper. I initially thought I would leave those open spaces and just let the polka dot show through, but I thought it was too much white with the white cardstock and then the white and black polka dots. So these help to fill in that color just a little bit. And so I went ahead and backed all those. You get the idea. I didn't want to bore you to death watching me do all that. So now I'm going to bore you to death and make you watch me put all of the cut files in the negative spots. So I'm going to just adhere each one of those, and it's going to turn out really fun just once you get all of those in the negative spots with the different colors. And like I said, I really like the bright colors in this collection. They're kind of, I guess, a neon color, and so I'm just going to use all of those to put back in the spots. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do right here. And if you want to check out those kits, you can go to the Felicity Jane website. And they always have lots of cool little embellishments. That's kind of one of my favorite things about the kits. This month's kit had some flare buttons, some sequins that are star-shaped, which you'll see later on. It also has like some fun paper clips, and there's like a really big one that I'm saving to use. I haven't used it yet. So you can check those out on the website if you'd like to purchase one. And so I liked the arrows, and I originally started this layout. I was going to pick some of the cut files from this set and just use them, and I had a large photo. It's actually the same photo that I'm going to use, but I actually had it cut at like I think 8 by 8, and I just couldn't figure out what to do with it. It wasn't working, and I had been working on it one afternoon and just couldn't get it to come together, so I just decided to take a nap instead because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. And the next day when I sat down to work on it, it kind of inspiration struck, I guess, and I decided to go back and do a smaller photo and to use the whole cut file set as the background for the layout. And so my oldest daughter ended up with a larger photo because she likes to take those and use them sometimes on scrapbook pages, so it didn't go to waste. She got to keep that one, so she'll probably use it on a layout sometime later. And so now I'm getting down to the last cut file there, and that's just another little talk bubble that says okay. These would be fun to use on any kind of page. You could use them all together like I did, or you could separate them. You could make them smaller, you can enlarge them. Lots of fun things to do. Okay, so there I've got my photo. And I'm going to back it with this. It's a bright yellow paper that has a heart pattern, just to have a little bit of contrast around my photo and that white background paper. So it's just going to have a thin border around it. So So I just got that lined up, and I finally bought another paper trimmer because the big one I've had forever and it can't cut a straight line to save its life. So I just decided to go ahead and buy a new one, and I got a smaller one that I could actually bring into my craft space instead of keeping it off to the side. So I was excited about that. And I was also excited that I got to use the 40% coupon at Michael's and got it half off, so that's always good. So I'm just going to get my photo there in that spot, and once I get that, I'm going to start adding my title and using some of the embellishments that you see right there to the right hand side. And the title, the full title, is going to say Love Life and Be Happy. And this kit has some wood veneers, it has some letters and some ampersands, and so I'm going to just paint those with acrylic paint and paint those black to add some contrast. And don't do like I did and break your ampersand when you're painting it. But fortunately it was not a big deal, because once I get it finished I'm just able to glue the two pieces back together. And so those letters are so tiny, I just wanted to use the little tweezers to kind of help hold those in place. And the eye kept wanting to roll away and tried to escape several times. So like I said, that's just some black acrylic paint. I thought about spraying them, but sometimes when you mist the wood veneers, the spray mist doesn't completely cover, or it will kind of seep down into the grooves and not give you a full opaque look. And so I really wanted those to just look like they were black letters, so I thought doing the acrylic paint was the best way to go with those. And so I'm going to set those aside and let them dry while I'm working on some other parts of the page before I try to put those on as the rest of the title. And so now I'm just going to add that other part. That's kind of thickery, I guess, little sticker. It's the consistency of thickers, and it has an adhesive back on it, so you can just pull that off and put it in place. And there's some of the flare buttons that I told you about, and it also has some little cute arrows. And those went with the design of my page, so I had to add those on there. And you can see how easy the adhesive backing comes off there and makes it really easy to put on your page. There's also another one that says smile. That's also a large word like that with the glitter, the gold glitter. And I liked that it had the curly Q arrow, because that actually went with the one that I had in the cut file, so that was kind of funny that they matched. And so I'm just going to get those flare buttons. And these flare buttons are a little smaller. They're down a size from what you would consider the regular flare button size, I guess. So they're a little bit smaller. And then these are the printables that come in the kit. There's a lot of fun things on there, and I wanted to cut some of those hearts shapes and then just layer them right there on the photo. I have this thing with photos that have like white space, I guess you would say. I like to kind of layer things over that. And that was kind of what I started out with when I had the large like 8x8 photo, but I just, like I said, I couldn't get it to work. It wasn't coming together. So I liked this much better with the smaller photo. And then I just layer the cute little hearts there. And later on I go back and also add some sequins just to have some more texture there over those printables. And those are already in the kit for you. She doesn't mail them or email them where you have to print them out. They're already printed. So all you have to do is just get them out and cut them, and they coordinate with the kit. So now my letters are dry, and I'm just going in and adding those. And the title is kind of like diagonal down the page because I'm going to do the Love Life, and then I'll do the ampersand, and then Be Happy. So you can see how that just kind of goes in a diagonal pattern there. And I do put my ampersand back together once I'm gluing on the page, and you can't tell I broke it, which is good. Some of those wood veneers can be tricky when they have those thin pieces, so you have to be careful when you're working with them. I've actually broken several before that I didn't even paint. It was just the wood veneer itself. And I'm sorry if you can hear my children arguing in the background, because I'm doing this while they're watching TV, and I think they're fighting over whose turn it is to watch the next show, so just ignore them if you hear them yelling in the background. And so here are some more of the embellishments for the kit, and there's some buttons and sequins and the little star sequins, and I liked those because they were black. So, and the reason I really decided to add those, you can't really see it, but on the right hand side right there where I just put that one, there was some black, a black smudge, who knows, that I got on there, and I cannot stand to have like smudges that are not supposed to be there, so I decided, well, I'll just cover it up with a sequin. And so then I decided, well, I'll just use those kind of around the page to embellish the layout. So that's what I did. And I actually liked the result, so it worked out great. And once I get all of those on, I think my last thing that I do is probably add some black color shine. I debated whether I wanted to leave it just clean white, but I can't stop myself for some reason. It's very, very rare that I don't add some black color shine. When I think I'm going to leave it with no color shine, then I just end up thinking it needs it, so I just go in and add it anyway. I can't help myself. So I'm just going to cover my photo here, and I'm going to add the color shine. And we also have some other new cut file sets in the shop this week that you can check out. You'll see those here at the end of the video with the image of the layout and the close-ups. And you can visit our blog, thecutshop.blogspot.com, to check out some of our design team work. And I'd just like to thank you for watching, and I'd like to thank all of our new subscribers, or all of the new subscribers to my channel. I just love that you watch every week and leave comments. So I hope you'll join me for my next video, and I'll see you then. Thanks. Bye.